Welcome again. Today we are going to be configuring a DHCP server on a Cisco router. Here I'm using the 2901 router, and as we know, every interface on a router is a network on its own. So here I'm using two interfaces. The interface check 0.0 and here 0/1. So I'm going to be assigning this IP address 192.168.2.1 to the 0/1 interface and the 1.1 network to the 0/0 interface. For the physical devices, I use the straight through copper cable to link them up. So let's get into our router and see what we have there. Just double click on the router, take the CIL, that is a command line. Here you just press N to avoid the initial configurations dialog, which take us a lot of time. Now we enable config T. The first thing we have to do is to change our router name into DHCP server. So now let's assign our IP addresses. So we have interface 0/0. IP address is 192.168.1.1. Our subnet mask, remember we are using class C. We've assigned the IP address to that interface. Now let's go to the next interface, which is 0/1. We assign the IP address 160.2.1. Don't forget the subnet mask. We exit. Now let's run a command to see our interfaces. So we do show IP interface IP. Oh, sorry, surely a spelling error. To show IP interface brief. Okay, here we can see our interfaces. Sorry, yeah, let's go back. Here IP interface check 0/1. The interface is down because I did not do the no shutdown command. So let's assign the IP address again. Now let's go into that interface and do no shutdown. Good. Now let us check. Do show IP interface brief. Good. Now we discover all the interfaces are up. So So now we configure our DHCP. First we start by excluding the IP addresses that we don't want to use. IP DHCP exclude. We don't want the DHCP server to assign this particular IP addresses to an end device, because these are IP addresses for special purposes. So now let's assign a name to the first port, first network, which is IP DHCP pool. It was give the name. That is the name of that pool. IP DHCP. Oh, it's IP DHCP 192.168.1.1. Good. Now we configure the network 192.168.1.0. Now we configure our gateway 6.168.1.1. That's our gateway. We are done with that. Now we get into the next interface, which is IP DHCP pool 192.168. Now we are on .2.1. Now we set the network 192.168.2.0 255.0. We set the default router. That should be the gateway .2.1. Let's exit. Those IP addresses were excluded because we wanted to use them as a gateway IP. Now let's go to our computer and verify if it has been assigned an IP address. Good. This one has been assigned an IP address. We come here, we do the same thing. It has been assigned an IP address. Here we do the same thing. See, it has been assigned an IP address. Let's come to this other network and check. Here we are in the .2 network. It has been assigned an IP address. Desktop config. Here it has been assigned an IP address. Same thing here, we have an IP address. On a router, we've used the two interfaces. Since every interface on a router is a network, that is why we are able to assign them to two different. So in other words, we have configured two DHCP servers on one network. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.